What it do, YouTube? It's Easy Neo back with another video, and here we're going to be talking about the Sonic Racing CrossWorlds open network test, or just, the open beta, right? So I've never really been into like kart racers like that. Yeah, I played Mario Kart every now and then. I played Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. All pretty fun games, and I've generally enjoyed all the Sonic kart racers. I'm more of a Sonic person, so I've enjoyed the Sonic kart racers more, like All-Star Racing, Transformed, and Team Sonic Racing, games like that. I really enjoyed games like that and kind of have fun with them, but I've never really been much of a kart racer person, just because I think Sonic Riders spoiled me, if I'm going to be honest with you. Sonic Riders was just so much fun, and we're going to get to Sonic Riders later in the video, but Sonic Riders was just so much fun that it kind of overshadowed all the other Sonic kart racers. But this one's a bit different, man. This one, I was addicted to it. I was feeling it a lot. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. I'm gonna say it right now. This is gonna be the best kart racer of all time, just based on this open network test and how much fun I've had with it compared to other kart racers. Bro, it's genuinely amazing. I had a great experience, and I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts about it. But I think it's gonna be the best kart racer ever for me, because I'm somebody who's not super into kart racers. Now, maybe if you're super into kart racers, you might have a different opinion, and it's okay as long as we all respect each other's opinion and stuff like that. Be civil, be respectful, and don't be weird. Anyway, in my opinion, this is going to be the best kart racer. It's the best kart racer I've ever played, and this is just the beta. The beta had so much content, but we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that later, right? Well, we're going to get into that right now, not later. Okay. Let's do it. So first, I'm gonna talk about the game modes, right? You had two game modes, which was like play and then online. So play was just like the offline stuff. You had your time attack, your time trials, where you're just basically racing by yourself and trying to get the best time possible, which is pretty fun. You had your offline Grand Prix mode, and then you had online play, where you could race up against other racers and get your rank up. I wasn't able to get to legend ranked. I didn't have the time to get up to legend ranked, or like get up very high in the rank, because I did do the ranking at first, and then like the next feature came, which took over the regular races for a couple days, which was the Persona 5 Festival, which was like a team race. It was a team racing mode where you race with your team to complete certain objectives to get extra points and beat the other team. It's a team of 4. It was pretty fun, right? I kind of enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the online regular races more, and I wish I was able to hit legend rank. But hey, when the full game comes out, we gonna hit legend rank and maybe see if we can, if they add any ranks beyond that. But it was fun. But in order to do that, like in order to get all the online stuff, you had to do the offline stuff first. You had to do the offline Grand Prix, which was cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a good introduction to the game. It was a great way to just ease yourself into the chaotic nature of this game and just start racing, man, and just be a real racer. Right now, let's get into the gameplay real quick. So the gameplay, it's a kart racer, man. It's chaotic. One time, at one moment, you're at the top of the world, you're first place, you're crushing everybody. The next moment, somebody could hit you with an item that just takes you all the way down to last place, which leads to some incredibly funny moments, man. People can really get hoed in this game. Yo, this slight work, bro. This team thing kind of fire for real, bro. Bro, what? Bro, this game hold me, bro. This game hold me more than it's ever hold me before. And I only get hold like this when I play as Joker. Bro, is this character cursed or something? Right. So like for the gameplay, man, it's so fast paced, it's so fun, it's so chaotic. You just have a blast with it. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. And there's a variety in items too. So like item variety is pretty good, but I'm pretty sure like that's just every kart racer. Every kart racer has good variety. So like you had like your defense items, which would be like your tornado or your that purple wisp. I forgot the name of it. It's not the wisp from Lost World. It's not the asteroid wisp. It's the Frenzy. Yeah, it's a Frenzy Wisp, I believe, right? And then you had the attack items, which was like your golden shuriken, man, like your golden Naruto shuriken. That item is just crazy strong, and it slows you down for a really long time if you don't have the right gadgets on. But we gonna get into gadgets later. You also have the hazard items. The hazard items are traps, basically, like the magnet or the spikes, which just they're little traps that you lay behind you or ahead of you, just so like somebody could hit them and slow them down a little bit. There was one item that needed to be nerfed, bro. Like me and my friends were complaining about this when we kept getting hit by it over and over again, and 100% it's a skill issue, because I know you could drift out of it, but it's the ghost attack item, the King Boom Boom ghost. That oh my gosh, bro, that item when I tell you that it's like the one thing that gets in the way the most, oh, that and the little weight that drops on your head, that one did me dirty. It's a skill issue, but bro, that ghost one needed to, like, bro, it doesn't even need to be like nerf. It needs to not come as often. It feels like a blue shell from Mario Kart on steroids that happens more often than the blue shell happens, you know what I'm saying? So that one was was really wild. Should get nerfed, just not happen as frequent. But if you want to say it's a skill issue, bro, I'm with you. I could 100% agree, or I could like agree 70%, 60% that it's a skill issue, because you can drift out of it. I've seen it and I've done it like once or twice, right? So that's that with all the gameplay stuff. Like, the gameplay is really fun. I'm telling you, like, I've never had this much fun with a kart racer. I was addicted, I'm not gonna lie. And this is a beta. There's so much content within a beta itself. I'm just like, wow, the full game might have a lot more, right? Of course, they're gonna have a lot more with the Grand Prix and the stages and stuff like that, but I'm thinking about the other game modes too, like the festival game mode from the Persona 5 festival game mode, where you're like playing as a team. It's like you get like a team of 4, and then yeah, so like I said earlier, there's certain conditions that you have to meet, and once you meet those conditions, of course, like all of you and your team, you got to be real racers and do your best to get the highest place possible so you can get the most points possible. And then if you did the criteria, you fit the criteria that you had to do to get 10 extra points for fitting the criteria that the game wanted you to do. That could be having the most air tricks, like doing a lot of air tricks, doing more air tricks than the other teams that you're facing, or like, you know, tapping each other, like, you know, like running into your teammate to give them a little boost. Doing stuff like that can get you like a 10-point bonus, which could help you. It could help you get a higher rank. It can help you get in first place, even though all your team didn't get like the highest places, like, you know, your first place, your second place, like top 4 basically, right? So the festival mode was really, really fun. I would honestly recommend not doing the festival mode with randoms. I think it's better when you get on a Discord or something, or get on a call with like your friends and your homeboys and stuff like that, just for communication purposes. I think it's better for communication purposes. Like, I can still play with randoms. I had so much fun playing with randoms, but when I played with like my squad and everything, my friends, it was so much more fun because we had that communication there. And of course, everything is just more fun with your friends. So we can get into the gadgets now. So there's a gadget feature, and it's basically just like extra power-ups that you can start off with as you're racing. At first it's locked, but as you race more, you unlock more and more gadgets, and you unlock more slots to get more gadgets, right? So there are gadgets that can give you like more tricks. So like, for example, there's one that can make you do tricks faster. That's another feature that I didn't touch up on in the gameplay part, is that yeah, you can do tricks, you know, of course, you know, the kart racing stuff. I don't want to repeat myself with the basic kart racing stuff. Like, if you drift, you can get some boost off of it. If you're drifting for a certain amount of time, you can do that in Mario Kart, and you can do that in pretty much like every other Sonic kart racer. So I didn't think it was like worth mentioning. But yeah, you can do that. And then there's also the trick feature. I really like the trick feature and the gadget that allowed you to do more tricks and go crazy with the tricks. I just get some Sonic Riders vibes from it, like the first Sonic Riders vibes, where like the tricks weren't automated and you could actually like move your stick in different directions to do tricks. I really like that. That was pretty cool. So there's also like other gadgets that can like increase your chances of getting like a speed boost item, and there's just so much variety in gadgets that like you can approach races in so many different ways. If you want a more defensive build, or if you want a more like speed heavy build and things of that nature. So it adds a good amount of depth to the game, because you can approach races differently and set up depending on the type of race that you're going in. And I think it adds a good amount of depth that this game needs, right? So that was also another good thing. And there's also like customization, to where like you can customize your extreme gear. I should have mentioned that earlier. You can use extreme gear, and I only used extreme gear. I'm only going to be using extreme gear because I'm just a rider's junkie, bro. Like, I just mess with riders so heavy that I'm only using extreme gear instead of the karts. The extreme gear just look better, man. They just look better. They fit the cool aesthetic that Sonic always tries to go for. So I'm not sticking with the karts, man. I'm going extreme gear all the way, every single race, right? But you can customize your extreme gear. You know, you can customize the look of the boards to have it a very unique look. You know, you could have the regular Sonic Riders boards, or you could have the zero gravity boards, and then there was another one that looked like completely different from the two of them. I'm not sure if that was Free Riders inspired or not, or if it was just something like that sort of board with like the little propellers on it. I'm not sure if that was free, like a reference to Free Riders, or if that was just a CrossWorlds exclusive. But all pretty cool. I didn't really use the customization too much because once again, I only used the extreme gear. I didn't see the Kart customization, so I can't really speak too much on that, and I will only be using extreme gear in this game. But maybe I'll do the Kart customization when the full game comes out, or when the demo comes out, because I think there's going to be a free demo that comes out before the game releases, right? So that was all really cool. Like, I really messed with all of that, the customization. There's just like, I was just surprised at how much this game offered for a beta, because usually betas barely offer anything. Open betas, closed betas, whatever the case may be, they usually don't offer too much, but this offered a lot more than I thought it would, and genuinely surprised me, because I thought this game was going to be good. Like, I always thought the game was going to be good, like, regardless of what people were saying. I know some people were like, this game doesn't look that good when they first heard of it or when they first saw gameplay, but I always stood by that it was going to be a good game. Like, it was going to be one of the better Sonic kart races, but it actually, like, blew me away at how good it was and how addicted I was to the game. Alright, man, let's talk about the music of this game really quick. This is something I wanted to talk about because people on Twitter were trashing the music, and this goes to show you, before the open beta test came out, of course, but this goes to show you, bro, people on Twitter reactionary, bro. Don't listen to anybody on Twitter about anything. Matter of fact, I know Twitter's on your phone. You better go to your app store, go to your Play Store if you want Android, and you better uninstall it right now, and get off of Twitter. You don't need to be on there, man. Anywho, yeah, they were trashing the music before it came out, and then like the open beta test came out, and bro, the music fire, the music's solid. I mean, like, I'll be the one to say that Windmill Isle, it doesn't start off the best, but it gets better the more it plays. And Wander Museum, bro, Wander Museum, you just gotta dance to that music. I can't dance for sure. Like, I got 2 left feet, so I can't dance. But the rest of you who can, you gotta dance to that one. That music fire. I can't even lie. And that's like 30% of the reason why Wander Museum is my favorite stage. The other 70% is the actual stage itself. And the music's solid. I can't lie. Like, of course, it's not like my favorite Sonic soundtrack of all time, but like, it's just, you know, typical Sonic music that never really disappoints you. Sonic never really disappoints you when it comes to the music. Maybe some of you feel differently about Frontier's music, but I think Frontier's, the soundtrack was solid. Not the best, but it was definitely solid, but we're not talking about Frontier's right now. Now, I want to talk about characters. Easily the best cast of characters in a Sonic racing game. We all know what characters are going to come. We know you got Joker, who was in this beta, by the way. So we got Joker, Hatsune Miku, Ichiban from Yakuza. You know, you got your Sega collab characters, and then you have collab characters from other series like SpongeBob. You got Steve from Minecraft. You got Pac-Man, and then there's going to be more coming. And then, you know, you have some Sonic Prime characters that are coming in also. And there's a large cast, just Sonic characters, and a good cast of guest characters too. I personally like guest characters. I know a lot of people don't really like guest characters in their games, or they're not liking it as much anymore just because it's been so overdone. In their eyes, not in my eyes. I think guest characters are fire. I like guest characters. I think I've said this in like some fighting game videos that I've done on this channel. I like guest characters in games. They just add something different and add a bit more variety and fun to the game, and a little bit of spice to the game that just makes you want to play it more. At least that's how I feel about it. But easily the best cast of characters that we've gotten in a Sonic racing game, based on the characters that we know are coming to the game, and, you know, just the ones that are DLC that will keep us speculating. It's easily the best cast of characters within a Sonic racing game. Now, the character interactions, that's also something I want to talk about. This game's character interactions, they're great. Whether you're playing in Japanese, English, or whatever language, and however they translate it, because, you know, the Japanese script is a little bit different from how the English do stuff, and so on and so forth. The character dialogue is really nice to listen to. Like, we haven't had characters interact like this in a very long time, and this is part of the reason why I always wanted a Sonic fighting game, because you know how in fighting games they do little interactions, little introductions before they fight. I thought, like, with Sonic, they would kill it for the interactions and stuff like that, the little intro interactions before they fight, which is why I always wanted a Sonic fighting game, and I still do want a Sonic fighting game to this day. I know there's Sonic Smackdown, and there's a new version of that game that I have to play. It's going to be on the channel, trust me, but we're gonna have to wait on that because, you know, I have a couple other videos that I want to get out and a couple other games that I want to talk about before I get to that video. But hopefully I get to that video soon, because I know on this channel I promise a lot of stuff and I usually don't deliver on them just because things come up and I forget and I have to play other stuff on my channel. I still gotta beat Sonic Unleashed on my channel. To be honest, I still gotta beat Dust Diver 2, and that was what, 3 years ago? 2-3 years ago, and I still haven't beat it. But yeah, the character interactions for this game, they're great. They're great. Tangent aside, the character interactions are great, and I can't wait to see more of them. I don't think the guest characters will have any interactions, but I can't wait to see how all the other Sonic characters will interact with each other. It's a lot of fun, especially for me, somebody who really enjoys the Sonic franchise a lot. Right, now, the last thing that I want to talk about is if this game is better than Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I'm gonna say yes and no. I'm saying yes for the fact that the stages in this game are way better than any of the stages in Sonic Riders or Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Hopefully stages from Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity get into this game. I don't know if they've already confirmed that already. Also, the Blue Star's coming into this game from Sonic Riders, and that's gonna be the only board that I use for Sonic, of course. I think it's the Blue Star 2, but they should add the Blue Star 1 also, because the Blue Star 1 is fire. And they should add Sonic's Blue Star from Zero Gravity as well. But yeah, I'll say yes because stages are better, and the roster is way better than Sonic Riders. Now, the only problem that I had with Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity is how small its roster was. Probably if I was to have any issue with that game, is that those rosters are pretty small, so there's not a lot of characters to choose from. And I believe like games like Mario Kart and this game just had a larger roster of characters to choose from. This game has a large roster, the best roster, like I said before, the best roster in any Sonic racing game, and it has those two things ahead of Sonic Riders. But the overall gameplay of Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, I'm sorry, it's so much better. It's so much better. Now, this is great. This is my favorite kart racer that I've ever played. And again, I haven't played a lot of them, to be fair. I played a couple Mario Karts, played a couple of the Sonic racing ones. I think I've only played the Sonic and Mario Kart races. I don't think I've played any kart racer outside of those two. But this one's my favorite one, but I don't think its gameplay comes close to Sonic Riders. It's just overall gameplay comes close to Sonic Riders or Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, but it does have the characters and the stages over it. But man, Zero Gravity and Sonic Riders, those games were something special. But this game is a special game too, because it's the best kart racer I've ever played, and I really can't wait for the full game to come out. You guys, let me know your thoughts about this open beta. I really had fun. This game is for the real racers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This game is for the real racers. And by the way, I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna say it now. This isn't a review. It's just me rambling about the game and my thoughts and how surprised I was, and just telling you what I liked and what I disliked, and I didn't dislike much and I liked a lot. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is going to be the best kart racing game of 2025, and hopefully it gets like a lot of DLC for the future, like just a lot of support, so the game will last probably like a year plus, but that's just wishful thinking on my end. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you all next video. It's Easy Neo, and I'm signing off, man. Be sure to get this game so you can race me, you can race the realest racer ever, you can team up with me if they ever bring the Persona 5 festival thing back, or the team races back, and that's a separate game mode. And I can't wait for all the other game modes that we don't know about that could potentially get into this game. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next video.